it's Natalie. I'm back. I wanted to make a short video on when somebody shows you who they are, you need to believe them. Narcissists have a way of showing themselves out in the open, but your eyes need to be open to it, okay? So what you need to do is you need to think back to all the horrible things that they have done and then all the nice things they have done. And then you need to compare those lists. And you need to compare what has hurt you and what has made you feel good and see where the level is on that. Have they done more good or have they done more bad? More hurting. Henry quit. Sorry, my dog. And I guarantee you, when it comes to the narcissist, there's not many nice things they have done for you. The list, if you make a list and you do a comparison, you will see that you are a people pleaser. That you have been doing everything to appease the monster, and that monster is narcissism. I'll tell you that right now. When you are dealing with a narcissist, they are deceitful, diabolical, they have no empathy, and they cannot relate to you whatsoever. So don't you believe 1 minute they are a normal person, because they are not. They literally live in another world. I call that world La La Land. And in that La La Land, they have a bunch of spy ninjas, which are their flying monkeys. I like calling them spy ninjas because they will sneak up on you and trick you into telling them something that you should not be telling them. You do not owe anybody an explanation, because what those spy ninjas do is they turn around and they go to their master sensei and they tell them everything. And they are on their sensei's side, okay? They will do things like come over all of a sudden, out of the blue. They're befriending you more. They're calling you more. Why do you think that is? Think about it. They are over there appeasing the monster. That monster of narcissism is not one that lives under your bed, but that lives in front of your face. And that monster hides in the dark and then comes to the light when you open your eyes. I don't think when you start finding out, because you kind of already know there's something different about these people, that they don't act like a normal person. When you start opening your eyes and finding out what narcissism is, or even psychopathic people, you can spot them a mile away. They have a tendency of acting entitled, opinionated, righteous, and if you think about all the times that you shared your opinion with the narcissist, how many times has your opinion ever mattered? How many times have you explained yourself away to the narcissist and they not for 1 minute cared? They have this thing of listening and nodding and maybe agreeing at that time. But they're lying. They are nothing but manipulators. They have a tendency of trying to find out about your life. They won't share anything about their life, and if they do, it's a lie. They will act like they're sympathetic, and they'll want you to share the most intimate, most private details about your childhood, about your life in the present, any mistakes that you made, and they'll sit there and listen. And oh gosh, it's so bad. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for you. But let me tell you something. The moment they can use that against you, you better believe they will. When someone shows you who they are, believe it. I am telling you, it's really hard to come to terms with knowing that these people are completely different than you. You don't want to believe it because as like an empathic person or just somebody that's just a normal person, everyone has empathy. Some people are more sensitive than others. You almost don't believe what you study on narcissism. You almost don't believe it because you're like, no way, someone can really be like that? Like, there's no way that somebody could be like that because you're not like that. But you better believe it. They are exactly like that. And once you come to terms with that, then you can start healing and surviving and thriving instead of being the victim. That's the whole point of studying about narcissism, is so you can survive and thrive and get the heck out of Dodge. You need to end all communications, friendships, relationships with anyone that is narcissistic, because it will come back and bite you in the butt, okay? It will. They act like they're normal and everything, but they're not. They're not normal. Don't believe it for 1 minute. They see what they do is this. They observe people. And when they're observing people, Bryce, do you mind for 1 minute? When they're observing people, they're learning how to behave because they really don't know how to behave at all. They don't know how. It's not in the circuit of the brain, in their brain at all. They copy people. They copy crying. They copy what loving looks like, what liking something looks like. All they know is manipulation, torture, dishonesty. They're thieves. They have a skill set that is not like anyone else's. It's not like mine. I'm sure if you're watching this, it's definitely not like yours. So everything you think that somebody couldn't do to you, like, no way did they do that. No way are they that type of person. You better believe it. Because if you don't start believing what the narcissist is, you are going to be trapped like I was. I was trapped in a situation with my in-laws that was highly abusive and manipulative. They manipulated my husband and me all the time. His mom was not normal. His dad was okay. I think his dad kind of learned some of the gestures and appeasing the monster. But the dad will always side with the narcissist mother. And so will any of the siblings, unless they're a scapegoat, because then they already know what the deal is. When there's a golden child, that golden child is literally brainwashed. They have not been treated the way the scapegoat has been treated. It has been two different experiences for those children. If you're dealing with 2 children or more, whatever. So when, let's say, the scapegoat is bringing to light to the golden child what I call it the narcissistic family cult, starts showing the golden child, like, look, this is how mom and dad are. I know this is not your experience, but I can tell you that this is true. They're not going to believe it. The golden child will not believe it because their experience with the narcissist is totally different than the scapegoat. The narcissist wines and dines the golden child. They treat them 100% better. They are the light of their eyes. And they team up with the narcissist. And see, in a way, it's the narcissist kind of molding clay into her image or what she wants that golden child to be. Henry, sorry, 1 minute. Hey, Annie. So, when you start, if you're in a family cult of narcissism, don't explain yourself to anybody in that family. Nobody. No cousins, no uncles, no nothing. Because I can guarantee you, the ones that know the truth will come to light and talk to you about it. The ones that are in the dark, gang up on you, and harass you, they try to get information from you to go appease the monster. That's the truth. And when you start coming to terms with your situation and you do more research on narcissism, you will learn that you are a codependent and an abuse victim. And that the traits that your parents have taught you have been lying, stealing, cheating, and being manipulating people. Those are the traits you have grown up with. That's what you know. You don't know caring. You don't know love of animals. If you do, it's because the narcissist had animals to have attention on them. It was never out of love. So you don't know that type of life, which is a normal life. Like, most people have a normal, empathetic, sympathetic, loving life. Okay? But when you're growing up in the family narcissistic cult, you don't know any better. Like, that is how you were raised, right? So you think it's normal, but when you start dating somebody or getting friends or something, and you see the dynamic at their family where they can speak to their mother and father in private and not be gossiped or held against them, where their mother and father has never went no contact with them. They've always, like, even if they were mad at each other, they've always worked through it. Narcissists don't do that. They push everything under the rug. Next thing you know, you have a mountain sitting in your living room because they don't talk about anything. They never apologize. They never take blame. And don't ever confront a narcissist. Because when you do that, you've given them away. And when they know that you know, they will fight harder to put you under by gossiping. They might go no contact with you because you know. But when they start figuring out that you know what they are, they've lost their supply. That's why it's really important to do research on narcissistic personality disorder. It's very important. And you can even go into psychopathic disorders too, because it's very similar. Psychopaths, of course, kill and everything, don't feel that. I don't know about a narcissist, if they killed, if they would care or not, if it would affect them, because they don't have empathy. Maybe. I don't know. Like, there's not, I don't know. Maybe they would. There's probably a ton of narcissists in jail for frauding people, because they are prone to defrauding people. But I'm just coming on here just to do a quick video to tell you guys, please start doing your homework. I have a book that I want to recommend. It's by Les Carter. You can also find his channel on YouTube. It's Killing Me, or When Pleasing You is Killing Me, okay? I put my order in. I got it within a day, I think, maybe 2 days. It's kind of like a workshop book, And you're going to be reading through it, and then there's some like questions and answers that you can write down, and it helps you understand. Like it asks, after you read a chapter or something, after that it kind of asks you, well, have you ever been in this situation where you were pleasing people and your opinions didn't matter? Write down those situations. The problem is there's only like a couple of lines that you can write on. And when you're dealing with narcissism, you actually probably need this thick of a book just to write all the horrible crap they've done to you throughout the year. So you can get another piece of paper like I've done and write more. Because trust me, you're going to need it. But just start doing your homework. Start believing. Start seeing, guys. This is the truth. This is your reality. And the reality is, you have got to break free because you are a prisoner. Quit appeasing the monster. That's not fair to your life. It's not fair to your children. Number one, never let your children around the monster. Never. They will, while you're not around, they are already manipulating that child from birth. And they will turn that child against you. They will share things about you to that child that they have no right to share with. They will, they treat let's say it's grandchildren, your child. For instance, my mother-in-law and father-in-law spanked, physically hit my son on a few occasions when he was acting goofy or acting himself and just playing around. And my son... Mm-hmm.
Your husband.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, my husband, that's my kid. He knows what we all study narcissism. He was saying that my husband's family spanks him. And the thing is, I don't believe in hitting. Putting your hands on a child will not teach them anything but abuse. You should never, ever spank your child. You need to sit down and talk to them like they are a real person and like their opinions do matter and that they understand the mistake they made. They understand how they were acting was not right. Whatever the situation. You don't grab that child by the arm and turn them around and start spanking them because they won't understand why you're spanking them. You have to explain it to them. They're children. The narcissist, on the other hand, is authoritarian. So my son had to be obedient, and if he wasn't, he got a spank. And I told my husband, if his parents put their hands on my child one more time, I would put my hands on his mother. You don't spank other people's children without any type of permission or explanation. You should not be hitting a child. Period. So my in-laws did that several times to my son, and it scarred him, dude. He still talks about, like, he knows every single time they spanked him and what he was doing. He's like, Mom, remember how you always tell me just to be my own personality? Well, that's what he calls it, his own person. He's like, that's what I was only doing. I was only joking around, and they spanked me. Like, you can't spank me. I was only having my own personality. You see? Do you see what I'm saying? They were making him, Bryce, 1 minute, suppress his personality to appease them. It's ridiculous. You don't do that. So, anyways, it's a little bit of a longer video. I just wanted to get on here real quick because I made 3 different videos, and this is the, I didn't load a bunch more because I just started my channel. Say hi, Henry. This is Mr. Handicap, or Handy-Capable Henry. Right, buddy. So, anyways, I guess I'll start making a video every day or every other day or something like that. What, you want to be in the video?
Hi, guys.
There's my son. He's almost 6 years old. His name's Bryce.
I'm almost 6, like on March 30th, I'm going to be 6.
Yep. He's growing his hair out. Yeah. But anyways, believe what you see. Go no contact. You have to come to terms with that. You have to let go of them. The problem with letting go with them is that you've been so abused by them, you don't know any different. You have to go no contact. Not gray rock. Like when I heard the gray rock method, I didn't really care for it because you're still letting the manipulator in your life and they will manipulate you back until you are all the way back in their life. You have to go no contact. Think about all the times that the narcissist went no contact with you and how it made you feel. Think about that. Made you feel terrible. You begged your way back. But think about when you go no contact with the narcissist. Who's going to win that game? You. I have faith in you. You stand strong. You don't post anything on social media. You don't explain yourself to any of the spy ninjas. You don't do any of that. You keep everything here with you or with a therapist. You only talk to a therapist about it. Or, if your inside family. The people that aren't going to go to the narcissist and tell them what you say. You never let a narcissist know how you feel. You never do. That is their supply. They are wanting you to show emotion, show any drama. They want that. It is their supply. Don't do it. Go no contact. Don't explain yourself. Don't post on social media. Don't do text. Don't write letters. Nothing. You disappear. Disappear, guys. All right. See you later.